Hello friends, now we are going to study a new chapter per unit method. So basically what is per unit method? This method uses per unit value. So what is per unit value? So per unit value is equal to actual value in any unit upon base value in same unit. Same means any, whatever the unit will be on the nominator, that unit will be in denominator. So per unit value is equal to actual value upon base value in general. Means per unit value has no unit, and if it has been written as percentage 10, means that can be written as zero point 0.1 per unit. These things need to remember whenever we are going to solve the question based on per unit. So let us proceed. First case, V actual has been given as 400 volt and V base is equal to 800 volt. So VPU will be equal to 400 upon 800, and that will be equal to 0.5 pu. Second case, let us assume V actual is equal to 400 volt and V base is equal to 400 volt. So V per unit will be equal to 400 upon 400, that will be equal to 1 pu. Now third case I am taking here, if V actual is equal to 400 volt and V base is equal to 200 volt. So VPU value will be equal to 400 upon 200, that is equal to 2 pu. Means we have to see very clearly that in all the three cases I have taken the V actual is equal to 400 volt. I didn't change the actual value. What I changed is the base value 800 volt, 400 volt and 200 volt. And we need to see carefully that when we are changing the base values, our per unit values are changing correspondingly. Like in first case it was 0.5 pu, in second case it is 1 pu, and in third case it is 2 pu. Means if actual values are not changing, then if we are changing the base values, then our per unit value will definitely change. This concept will help when we will solve the bigger question. Now we are going to study advantages of per unit method. So the advantages are, first is it is the calculation. If we use per unit method, then it is the whole calculation. Second most important point from interview point of view. So if we have transformer in circuit, and we can see from here, if the ratio is 1 is to 10, and if the current in I actual in LV side is 100 ampere, means here it is 100 ampere, then the current in HV side will be equal to 10 ampere, means if the voltage or winding is increased by 10, then our current will be decreased by 10. So this will be 100 by 10, so it will be 10 ampere. And this is your I actual of HV is equal to 10 ampere. So if we are going to solve a question based on fault analysis or question based on per unit method, then this will create the problem, because if we will draw the circuit at one point it is 100 ampere and at another point it is 10 ampere, and we can see clearly that there is no branch going outside or inside through the transformer. So here it is 100 ampere and here it is 10 ampere. So this will be the point of discontinuity. Now when we will use per unit method, let us assume same 1 is to 10, and if IPU of LV is equal to 10 PU, then definitely IPU of HV will be same, that is equal to 10 PU. And when we will draw in circuit, so it will be not a discontinuous point, means here it will be 10 PU and here it is 10 PU. So when we will solve the question based on fault or per unit method, so per unit method would be easy to handle. So what is basically per unit method is doing? Per unit method removes the discontinuity problem imposed by the transformer. So I am writing here, third point is per unit method removes the discontinuity problem imposed by the transformer. We will take a single transformer and deal separately this concept. In latter part of per unit, first we will understand selection of base values. We will discuss in detail about the per unit values of transformer later in this chapter, because first we need to understand what will be or how will be the selection of base values. So now we are going to understand selection of base values. So here it is all about the introduction of per unit method. Thank you.